God of War Ragnarok is an action-adventure game developed by Santa Monica Studio and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. It was released worldwide on November 9, 2022, for both the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, marking the first cross-gen release in the God of War series. It is the ninth installment in the series, the ninth chronologically, and the sequel to 2018's God of War. Loosely based on Norse mythology, the game is set in ancient Scandinavia and features series protagonist Kratos and his now teenage son, Atreus. Concluding the Norse era of the series, the game covers Ragnarok, the eschatological event which is central to Norse mythology, and was foretold to happen in the previous game, after Kratos killed the Aesir god Baldur. The gameplay is similar to the previous 2018 installment. It features combo-based combat, as well as puzzle and role-playing elements. The gameplay has been revamped from the previous game. In addition to Kratos' main weapons, a magical battle axe and his double-chained blades, he also acquires a magical spear, and his shield has become more versatile, with different types of shields that have differing offensive and defensive abilities. His son Atreus, as well as some other characters, provide assistance in combat and can be passively controlled. Additionally, and for the first time in the series, there are some story missions where the player takes full control of Atreus. His gameplay is similar to Kratos, but he uses his magical bow as his weapon. There are also more enemy types and mini-bosses than in the previous game. Originally slated for a 2021 release, the game was delayed in part due to Kratos actor Christopher Judge's health problems in August 2019, and later, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on development. A free downloadable content pack titled Valhalla was released on December 12, 2023. Serving as an epilogue to Ragnarok, it follows Kratos as he participates in a series of trials within Valhalla, where he must come to terms with his past life in Greece. God of War Ragnarok isn't quite the pure action title that the original God of War games were, but you'll still spend much of the game in combat. That's why it's important to experiment with the game's best weapons and skills. Generally speaking, Ragnarok encourages you to not only try different weapons and skills, but to utilize multiple weapons during fights. Every weapon in the game has something unique to offer, so it's often best to take advantage of all their abilities whenever possible. Realistically though, it's sometimes difficult to swap between weapons during fights, and it's really difficult to upgrade everything through the course of the story. That's why many players may choose to focus on the absolute best weapons and skills that will make the experience as easy as possible. God of War Ragnarok has over 60 bosses, spread across the story, favors, side quests, and miscellaneous bosses. This guide will have strategies listed for every boss. All boss strategies were written based off no mercy difficulty, so the strategies will apply on lower difficulties too. All story bosses will have checkpoints throughout the fights, making them more manageable even on higher difficulties. Favor bosses and miscellaneous bosses will not have checkpoints. As you progress through the game, you will unlock the ability to purchase resurrection stones from the dwarf blacksmiths. These will allow you to revive once per fight, restoring a percentage of health or age. All strategies/videos are made without using these, so once again utilizing these resurrection stones will make the fights easier while following the strategies.